Hello there everyone. So in today's video, I got dared by my friend to create a FNAF game where the goal is to die. This was an interesting challenge, so I obviously went ahead and began producing my magnum opus. So let's begin and see what happened, shall we? I first began by naming the game and creating the title screen. Fun fact, dying Todd is actually German for your death, just to fit the challenge. After finishing the title screen, I moved on to the warning screen. However, I had a trick up my sleeve. I already had a warning screen in my backpack, so I brought it out and plastered it onto the game. I also went ahead and a message for people who don't like creepy games, just in case. Afterward, I made it look just a little bit better, and I was on my way to coding the characters. Psych! I actually didn't have any ideas for the character, so I decided to leave that for later. To begin, I made the text that was going to be on the play button in German, just to look a little bit scarier. Then I went ahead and began placing code for the button, but it really wasn't hard at all, since I had many experiences making start button, so it wasn't a problem. Suddenly, I had an idea for the character, and I placed in some code and wanted to create them. Yes, there's going to be 2 characters on the title screen. I'm not showing much of it, but I'll tell you this. The amount of time it took to making the gloves probably took as much as just making the characters, which is insane. And yes, they are creatures whose eye is their entire face. Following that, I began making the states of the characters on the title screen, then went ahead and made the code. Side note, I actually had to use some of the code from Six Nights at Hanks 4, my newest game that hasn't been released, so don't leak it. After a little testing, I went and made the night screen, and then designed the office, and it's 2 rooms! Yes, for the first time in literally ever, I'm making an office with 2 rooms instead of 1. I don't want this to just be a FNAF 1 clone, since that will really help with the concept. My plan is simple. The first room will be the normal office where you have to do some things to defend against the characters, while the second will be used to recharge your power. After I finished designing, I went ahead and began making the code, which I again went to my own game, stole some code from there. After finishing the design of the office, I went and created a button used to switch between the 2 rooms. I began implementing the code for the button, and somewhat edited the size of the fuse room. But then I looked at the office room, and I told myself, what if I had a laptop here, which could open the cameras? I realized this was a good enough concept, so I began coding it. Unfortunately, this eventually gets scrapped for another mechanic with a laptop. I then added a few more details with the laptop, and this is the point of the video where I don't really have any more info to state, other than one thing. My goal this year is to reach 350 subscribers, which I don't think I can do, so go subscribe right now. I eventually fixed the room changer button, and I moved on to the camera opening. Again, still scrapped. I don't really have anything to say for this. So, what's your favorite FNAF game? Comment down below. I just want to see your opinions, also because I'm bored. I then began coding the camera states for you to open it or close it. And yes, I did take the camera openings and closing from a new game. And again, if anyone leaks the game, I'll check to see if you leaked it right, because you shouldn't spread misinformation. I then went and changed the camera screen, which I actually really liked the look of. Then began designing the camera screens, beginning with the main stage, where I made the characters wave at the camera. I then moved on to the dining area, which doesn't have much appeal to it. I then moved on to the kitchen, which was probably my favorite kind, since I hadn't designed a kitchen for not even one of my FNAF games. I then began making the entrance/exit of the entire restaurant, where I then added a poster greeting and departing with the customers. I then moved on to designing the event, which will have its own mechanic. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, give the like button a thumbs up, and choke the subscribe button until it gives me an increase in subscribers. And remember, I'm still trying to hit 350 subscribers before the end of this year. Goodbye, and I'll see you guys next time in part 2. Hopefully, the final part.